So when I have time, this is a regular activity. I like to come out here by the pond and just enjoy nature, let the breeze come by, have a cup of coffee, and just enjoy my pond. Now, a few years ago, if you asked me if pond was a necessity in my life, I would have said no. In fact, when we were looking to buy our house, we weren't looking for a pond. It was not on the list. A big garage to work on stuff, a good sized yard so my wife can do her animals and I can do my motorcycle stuff and my kids could have fun, and that was pretty much the list. So this pond was a bonus, and I didn't really think anything of it when we first got it. But after some time and after coming out here and kind of hanging out and doing some stuff, this has become an integral part of our life. Me and my wife head out sometimes on Sunday mornings and enjoy a coffee next to this beautiful nature. There's koi fish in the pond that have been here for a long time, so they're fun to watch. In the winter when it freezes, we ice race, we ice skate. This pond has become an integral part of our life. And again, it was something that I never knew I needed until I had it, and then I figured out that I needed it. And that's exactly the way I feel about this guy. So this is the Beeline Moto II. And if you don't know what it is, stay tuned because this thing's gonna surprise you. Here you can see the Beeline doing its job on my Africa Twin. Okay, so what is this thing? A GPS? Kinda. But it's way more than that. So this thing does all the GPS-y things. As you said, I can stick my hand here and go down through it. So 3 minutes until we're getting to where we're going. 61.4 miles an hour, so it can be used as a speedometer. That's the time that we've been on the road and the miles that we've set since we last left. There's my battery percentage of the unit and my phone, and it's just mad at me because I was supposed to turn right there. And then there's your ride menu, which you can go through here. I mean, everything is very accessible. And now we're back. It can give you directions. It can tell you how much time you have until you're to your destination, how many miles have gone, how many miles are left. It can show you your current speed. It does all of that. And I don't care about any of that. In fact, full transparency, the only reason I accepted this review is I wanted to do a bad review. So I've only done a few reviews on this channel, and that's because I turn a lot of things down. I don't want to bring stuff to this channel that can't benefit the motorcycling community in some way. So I've turned down all the tire pumps, all this dumb stuff. And so this actually seemed like a pretty quality unit, but I did not see the point of it. So I was going to get it and say like, okay, the thing's built pretty well, I can see where this might be useful, but it's just not for me. That was my thought going into it. I was gonna build it up and finally do a really big fat negative review on something, and it was gonna be this. But unfortunately, Beeline Moto, unfortunately, 15 minutes into using this thing on the bike, I realized how good this thing is. And why, you ask? What makes this so good? Well, let's talk about it a little bit. This thing does all the things like we discussed. It does all the things a GPS should do. But I don't care about any of it. We're not going to talk about any of that. The thing that we're going to talk about with this thing is what it gave back to me within 15 minutes. I realized, it hit me what this unit is for. Instantly, I just had the information that was pertinent to where I was going and nothing else. And it hit me. This is better. So then I kept using it, and a couple hours into my ride I realized I've been looking a lot more at the surroundings, a lot more what was in front of me. I was paying attention way more to the ride than I was my phone or GPS. Because usually at this point in the ride, I would have gotten 2 or 3 text messages that I would have had to see what those were about. I probably would have gotten a phone call. I probably would have answered it on my headset, and that too would have taken me out of my ride. Because I'm insane and have ADHD, when I have my phone up and I'm watching it and it's telling me what to do, a lot of times I'll see a road next to the road I'm on. It looks squigglier. It looks like it's a better road. Should I be on that road? I don't know. But now I can't stop thinking about that road or this road, and now, once again, I'm pulled out of the ride experience. So what I've noticed with this, and if you've seen while I've been talking, I missed my turn because I was talking. So it's telling me, but it's not being completely obtrusive. If I wanted to continue on down the road, it would let me. It would let me experience this moment until I was ready to look down and see what's going on. So, but anyways, it keeps you in the moment. And that's what I'm really enjoying about this. Like, I'm experiencing motorcycling for the first time in some ways again because I'm not paying attention to a stupid phone that's sitting in front of my face. So I realize, as a person with ADHD, as a person who loves technology, as a person who has one of the first people to ever use their phone to run Google Maps or whatever, I was excited. I was like, wow, I have a GPS now in my pocket. So I was literally the guy that would take his old phone and make that the adventure bike phone, and I would just have it on my adventure bike, and that was my GPS. And to be honest, I've never really had a lot of complaints. I've used it for many years, many different travels, many different journeys across the United States. 10 hours, 12 hours away, no big deal, the phone has worked. But what I didn't realize is how dependent I was on that phone. And as soon as I started using this little guy, within 15 minutes, it all became apparent. It's simple, and it brings you back to being a present motorcyclist. 15 minutes into using this, I remembered why I loved motorcycling. Because I was focused on the ride itself. I was focused on the surroundings, the traffic, the air, the smells, the sensations. And I wasn't so focused on checking to see, like, hey, is the road next to this one? It looks squiggly around the map. Maybe we should be riding that. Uh-oh, there's a cop ahead. I better slow down. Uh-oh, 3 text messages and a phone call came in. All that stuff keeps taking you out of the ride. And this little unit allows you to get back into it. And that is priceless. So you might say, hey, I can pare things down on my phone. I can change the way it looks and that stuff. And you probably can. But this thing, look, the little bee likes it too. But this thing is so clean and so unique, and it has color, but it doesn't use it very often. So when it does have color, it kind of draws your attention. How they eloquently incorporated these little flasher lights there. So you can completely forget about the unit, but when a turn comes up, it gives you a flash and lets you know, hey, turn's coming up, look down. So all the turns are there. You won't get lost. It's all there for you, but at the same time, it does not draw your attention. So you end up spending more time actually riding your motorcycle, and that's totally worth it. And I love it. We're going to do a little loopy-loop here, and it even shows us that. You can see right there, we're going to do the in and out. So even though it's a very simple display, it can give you very detailed information. If you saw that little white bop, that's telling me to get off. We're actually going to follow it this time and see where it's going to go. We're trying to get to a park, so hopefully we can get out to this park and I can tell you a little bit more about this unit. But again, I did not want or expect to be impressed with this thing. I did not want or expect to love this thing. And unfortunately, all those things happened. I totally love this thing. Okay, no cars coming, we're good. All right. And then I think we're getting right back on. We're doing our loopy-loop and going back down. All right. See the little white light? Letting me know that that's my turn. So that's the best. It's very unintrusive. It just tells you what you need to know when you need to know it. Ooh, we're gonna get a little loose here. Hell yeah. All right. Now we're back at it. 2.1 miles. So it does all the GPS things. It can do all the things that you want it to do, but it does it so minimally and so non-invasively that it makes the whole experience better. One of the things I really like to do on this thing, which I'm sure other GPS units can do it, but I've never seen it, is it allows you to put it into compass mode where, say you pick a destination, but you really just want to do an adventure, you can just tell it to always point in the direction that you want to be going. So it's completely up to you to pick which roads you want to go on. So, you know, it's basically like having a compass on your bike and you're just going in that direction. But I find that to be a lot of fun because now you're just looking ahead of you and you're making sure you're going in the right direction and you're just getting there somehow. So that's also awesome. So if you think that you're sick of looking at your phone, if you think there's too much information, if you think that you're answering too many calls, too many texts, the notifications from your social media are coming in and they're drawing your attention into your phone and making your ride less present, this Beeline Moto 2 might just be for you. Like, again, I was going into this thinking that this thing would just suck. I wanted to make fun of it. I wanted to just you know, just joke about the fact that somebody created something that was completely unnecessary. But instead, I've completely fallen in love with it. and it has changed how I motorcycle. So, all right, we're coming up 0.3 miles. We're going to be hanging a left. 0.2, 0.1. There it goes. It's starting to let us know that we need to be turning here. Alright, see, now we can focus on the traffic that's going on. The traffic patterns are all good, so we're going to go ahead and go this way. Okay. Now, 0.2 miles, where do we have to go? Looks like our destination is going to be somewhere up here. 0.1 miles. Okay. Oh, so this is it right here. So this should be the park that we put into our GPS destination, and it is. Look at that, Black River Nature Reserve. Hello, Black River Nature Reserve. Good to see you.
You get everything you need to get going right out of the box. You get the unit, a USB cable, and a simple mount with elastic bands. More mounts are available for mirrors and or handlebar mounts and several other through Beeline. It uses a reverse quad lock to hold the unit to all the different mounts. Works very well. To turn it on, you just push down on the bezel, and it has a little thing that you can scan, and it'll bring the app right up. Just follow the directions. It's straight up, straightforward. If you've ever used any type of a GPS app before, everything applies to this app. It's very functional. It has a lot of cool little features, a lot of options. You can turn on and off whether you want to go on highways, how adventurous you want to be. You can save home places. There's pretty much all the things that all the different GPS apps do, the Beeline app does as well. The cool part though is when you're done, you can shove your phone in your pocket. Another thing that you might be asking is, well, it attaches through Bluetooth. Is that going to have any problems with my Bluetooth music? No, it must use a secondary channel, so it attaches to the phone once it's paired, and then you're free to operate your music and any other things that you want to use on your phone. So that's pretty much it. It's very straightforward, very easy to set up, and you should be ready to go in about 2 minutes.
This is the Beeline Moto 2, and it's a motorcycle GPS. It does all the GPS things that a motorcycle GPS should do, but that's not why we like it. In fact, it's for the exact opposite reason. It's what it doesn't do. It doesn't envelope you in a blanket of technology. It lets you experience the ride as you're riding. It merely provides you with suggestions of a route. Just a little reminder to say, hey, if you'd like to, we're gonna take a left in 2.1 miles. But if not, we can figure it out, man. Go ahead and keep going straight. I'll reroute for you. It brings you back to motorcycling. It puts you on the bike, out of the technology of staring at your GPS, out of the phone calls, out of the text messages, out of the notifications from social media. It just says, it's me and you, bud, and let's go have an adventure.